Hey everybody, I'm Dusty,
And I'm Maya.
and you're listening to Cringecast.
Episode 3, baby! Hey, so last time on Cringecast, we had an episode with our guest, Evan. It was amazing. We're very thankful he showed up. And we also talked about spooky, scary stories and the supernatural a little bit. And we also asked a question at the end, if anybody had any funny but supernatural stories. We didn't get any answers in the comments, but if you'd still like to share any stories you guys got, they don't have to be long, they just got to be something. You can just leave them in there. And now on to updates. We've been trying really hard to figure out our structure and our personality and uniform to our podcast recently. So if you guys have any suggestions or any input you'd like to share, go on over to our Discord server. It's in the link should be in every episode, and it's on our channel. And we'd really like to hear your guys' feedback and comments and any input you have on how we should take the channel and what you guys like about the first and second episode. And then we also got started on Dusty put up some highlights, and we'd like to know if you guys like those or how you feel, if they're funny or not. It's got some mixed comments. And then what else did we have?
Well, I do want to say, just jump in here and say that the link I don't think is in all of our YouTube videos.
It's not.
It's just at the header of our channel.
It's just at the header of our YouTube. Okay, I thought it so.
Mm-hmm. And as far as the question goes, we've been trying to think of an answer on our end to the question since no one else answered it, and
it's a little bit hard of a question to ask.
It is a hard
just
question.
Takes a lot of...
We'll ask simpler questions in the future, but I don't know. As far as it goes, I've had
still a good question, though.
We had an experience where there was a spooky thing going on at our house where the apples from our apple tree were getting picked and lined up in rows, but we live out in the country. There's no one really around for a ways. And though people could walk over here and do that, why would they? It was just really weird, creepy. It would happen overnight. And for months on end, it's just the trees are being stripped of these apples and then lined up in rows on the ground.
Multiple occurrences?
Yes, all the time. And eventually, my sister confessed to doing it. But I don't know. Was it really horror, or was she just trying to settle things down? Not sure.
How many apples was it?
Oh, it was a lot of apples. And she was a short person, and the apples were being picked from the top of the tree.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if she could reach all the apples.
Mm-hmm. So, there's that answer to the question from last time. As far as updates and stuff goes, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
We do want to stress everyone that's watching our videos, please share and go to the Discord server so that you can help us out here getting more content in the future. Okay, so it's time for some strange, funny, and cringy news articles. I'll go first, and the one I have here today is: people are asking for help to identify strange objects they found, and the answers are truly surprising. And a little update here, probably should have been in the update section actually. We're going to start having the links to the news articles we're reading in the Discord server, in the link channel actually, so that you guys can just click on it and follow along. So, if you're listening in and you have the Discord server pulled up, then go ahead and click on the news article and you can follow along. So, ask any individual with a metal detector about their life's greatest dream, and they would talk about finding a random, strange object in the sand. Okay, that was just a little sarcasm. While most of us can easily identify certain things due quick and easy access to information, there are certain objects which are harder to identify. So one Redditor is asking for a little help. So what are these strange random objects? This first picture is I don't know how to describe it. There's glass vials with gold inside, but it's not gold. But vials filled with golden capsules, found buried in a pit dug in Yankton, SD, where an old hotel used to be prior to 1875. It must be broken open, and inside the golden capsules are a piece of paper with a number on it. Yeah, they're like sealed shut glass, so you gotta break them. There's also one that's a really, as the next thing that's found, a really tiny cobweb cat. And that's terrifying.
Oh yeah, that's quite disturbing.
Yes.
As a person that has seen many dead things, that has been sitting for a while. Yeah, it's gross.
Mm-hmm. And it says, my friend found this while cleaning out an attic. What even is it? And if you're following along, I'm sure you're asking the same question. I wouldn't blame you. Apparently, in some European cultures, it was customary to place the dried or desiccated the desiccated body of a cat inside the walls of a newly built home to ward off evil spirits or as a good luck charm. It was believed that the cats had a sixth sense and that putting a cat in the wall was a blood sacrifice, so the animal could use psychic abilities to find and ward off unwanted spirits. Although some accounts claim the cats were walled in alive, examination of recovered specimens indicates post-mortem concealment in most cases. Oh, most cases. Poor cats.
So if you're ever if you ever go to Europe and you think that something smells weird, it's probably just some cat dead in the walls with apparently like psychic powers that can just read people's minds.
The walls are speaking to me. Oh, don't worry. That's just Fluffy. He got put in there last year.
It's just normal.
How's he still alive?
Why do I hear some painful meows? Well, it's just a dead cat. He's talking to you through his mouth.
Dead cat? Yeesh. I mean, yeah, that one's dead.
The blood sacrifice to ward off evil spirits.
There's also some light blue blueberries as the next thing found. And a magical box, whatever that is. But what I find interesting is this deep sea scares. And
it looks like,
I'm not sure how to describe this to you guys.
Looks like I'd say it like a chicken leg almost, covered in grapes. Like you ever have one of those balls that you find at the store that is like covered in the nets, and then you squish it and it makes all the bubbles?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah, and the person said, caught this while fishing. What the hell is it? And
it's a bubble coral.
Yeah, a not very healthy one. And that's exactly what the reply was to it. And this next one is my personal favorite. A bronze statue that no one knows where it came from. Mystery bronze statue with no markings we can find. Any idea where she came from? Cat for size. And there is a half-nude lady in bronze statue. Only it's like sitting on a stool kind of thing. Looks kind of like an antique. And a cat for size, looking so out of place. He's questioning life. Looking at his owners like, why am I here?
No, I'm more interested in the cat than the woman right now.
Look at his face. If you click on the link to the news article and scroll down, you'll find it. And the cat's face is priceless. So, it's worth it for that.
Is that a like rotting chicken leg?
I don't even know. The next thing is a weird claw at a shopping goods store. Wife showed me what her coworker found near the register while closing sporting goods store in a small town. That was just found? Like, ugh.
Makes you question what you can find at your store.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, I'm pretty certain it's just a old chicken leg.
It's got claws on it, though. Look at this.
Yeah. I mean, chickens' claws can get like that.
Maybe. But yeah. Oh. Glass bottles. Pianos of death. The thief with the tattoo. There's all sorts of fun things that you guys can find, including a Goosebumps doll found in a river. Could be something from a haunted attraction, but if it's not, I'd like to know what this is. I would too.
Looks like me when I get out of bed.
All kinds of different questions and answers with pictures and captions that you guys can go and click on the link to and read all about.
That's interesting, but I like my news story better than yours. So this is when the story was reported, back in April 2019, a Taiwanese doctor finds 4 sweat bees living inside a woman's eye.
Eek.
Man, I've had dirt in my eye, but I don't think I've ever had bees.
Oh, and eyelashes are the worst.
Yeah.
Can you imagine bees?
The 28-year-old woman identified only as, I'm going to probably mess this up, Mashi, was pulling out weeds with the insects when the insects flew into her eyes.
That would be terrible.
Wow, that was the greatest joke I've ever heard.
Thanks, honey.
Dr. Hong Chai Ting of the... I feel like I'm really messing these names up.
No,
Of the University Hospital told the BBC he was shocked when he pulled the 4mm insects out by their legs. Miss He has now been discharged and is expected to make a full recovery. Now they're guessing since sweat bees are attracted to sweat, hence their name. So they sometimes land on people to drink their sweat. They also drink tears for their high protein content, according to a study by the Kansas Entomology Society. Having trouble pronouncing that word.
Oh, they were all alive.
Yeah, all 4 bees were alive inside her eye, underneath, like in her eye.
Just on the eyeball?
Yeah.
Or
No,
inside of
in
the eyeball?
eye, like underneath her eyelid.
But just on the eyeball.
Mm-hmm, kind of.
Trying to give a visual to the viewer and listener.
Now they're guessing she was weeding around her relatives' graves when the insects flew into her eye.
Wow, her
When a
relatives'
gust
graves.
of wind blew into her eyes, she assumed it was dirt that had entered, she told reporters. But hours later, her eyes were still swollen and in pain, leading to her seek medical help at the hospital in southern Taiwan. She couldn't completely close her eyes. I looked into the gap with a microscope and saw something black that looked like an insect leg, Dr. Hong, an anthropologist. We cannot pronounce words.
Ophthalmology.
Yeah, that's the word. I
Ophthalmology
know the
professor
word.
at the hospital told the BBC.
Yeah. I grabbed the leg and very slowly took one out. Then I saw another one and another and another. They were still intact and all alive. Man, 4 sweat bees just alive, crawling in your eye. Like, I doubt they had much to move, but they had to be doing something.
It's gotta be terrible.
Yeah. And it has a picture in it.
Yeah.
Pretty swollen.
We'll leave the link in the Discord for this one too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can go check it out on Discord. I mean, disturbing content warning for both. There's bees in eyes for one, and there's weird objects found in the other. So, and I think that's all we have for news articles today.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening to that. We're trying to go for more of a calm thing. I don't know, or maybe we're just tired. I don't know.
Maybe.
But,
Who knows? We're trying to figure out our place, and we'll get there.
yeah. All right. Now we come to the main topic of today, and this week has been very interesting. With Thanksgiving and everything going on, lots of busyness, and no one's really given us any topics.
Yeah, we haven't gotten much.
There is one thing that is on our minds recently, as it has been hunting season, and that always brings up the timeless stories of hunting shenanigans and disasters that have happened over the years.
Yeah.
So, hunting. But this is also a double entendre, as hunting could be hunting for things, people. Not hunting and shooting, but like searching.
Hunting
Or-
for love. It's
Or
out
it
there,
can
and I'm
be-
going to find it.
Or it could be hunting stories, meaning we're looking for stories to talk about because we are
bad at finding topics, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. So, to get this started out, I have a pretty good hunting story that I have been told over the years. It was my dad and my brothers, so I wasn't there for it. I can't give you a 100% accurate story, but who doesn't love to bend a story a little bit anyway to tell it? So, how I know this story. One time, my dad and my two older brothers went out to go hunting, and they'd been sitting in the blind for a while, doing whatever, playing cards, just tapping their fingers on the glass. Though probably not, that would probably ward off the deer.
Yeah.
Give away their location. But
no, they're basically, I'm pretty certain they're just sitting there basically waving their hands out, yelling as loud as they could. Hey, deers, we're over here.
Get over here.
Hey, come on. We're playing cards. You want to join?
But in the midst of this madness, they decided, you know what? This isn't working or something. I'm not sure what came into my dad's head, but my dad thought, gee, I'm going to go down into the field and look for either deer tracks, or maybe they had shot at something and he was going to look for blood. But he got out of the blind, leaving my two brothers in the blind. And my dad was walking over into the field.
Wait,
in
what
the tall glass, or not grass. It was supposed to be walking sounds.
It sounded like a man slapping his knees. Dad walks funny. He's just...
All right. Well, I don't have the best off-the-cuff, sounds.
Why not? Come on. You should be practicing this more often. Come on. Aren't you in theater?
Yeah.
You don't just have the perfect walking sound?
My ad-libbing skills aren't like... I don't have coconut bras with me.
Oh my goodness, we don't. We should definitely have some.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Back to the story. My dad was walking out into this tall grassy field to look for something, and he was getting down into the grass and kind of heard something coming from the hooch. He's like, what's going on? Why are they making so much noise? What's up with all the movement? So he looked up, and my brothers were waving at him and pointing into the woods furiously, and he's like, what the heck? So he looks over to the wood line, and there's a big buck standing there looking at him. Now, I've been on a 5-hour walk before. It was dark and spooky. And on that walk, I saw a deer, and it was terrifying. Maybe because of the darkness, maybe because it was kind of isolated. It wasn't really in town, but it was scary, and I'd imagine it would be somewhat similar situation to be standing in the middle of a hayfield with a deer staring at you. And I'm assuming from the stories it was about a 6 to 8 point.
Which is a roughly large
pretty
deer.
good sized deer. And so my dad thought the best course of action, of course, would be to lie down.
Yeah.
Because, well, you don't want to scare the deer off. My brothers could still shoot it. So he lied down in the grass, waiting for the deer to walk somewhere where the boys could shoot it, or I don't know. But it didn't do that. It didn't. It came right over to my dad and started sniffing at his hair. And my dad was thinking the whole time, oh man, this deer's going to eat me. It's going to chew my hair. It's going to trample me. This is terrifying. And my brothers were thinking the whole time, oh man, the deer's going to eat dad. What do we do? Do we shoot it? But they didn't want to shoot dad. So they're like, okay. Take a shot?
And what's the one rule you learn when they take you when someone is about to take you hunting? What's the main rule? Don't
deers are fast.
No, don't point guns at humans. That's normally a pretty big deal, and I know for a fact it's something your dad taught your sons, your brothers.
In the end, they didn't end up aiming the guns at the deer, though everyone was pretty nervous about the whole fiasco of the deer standing up for my dad. And I'm not sure how, but he ended up to just be safe in the whole encounter. If I recall, the deer just got bored, sniffing my dad's hair. It's like, this isn't anything exciting. He turned around and started to walk the other way. my dad came up into the blind and asked them probably why they didn't shoot it, because while I was at the edge of the wood line, I'm sure my dad was expecting them to shoot it. And then asking Dad if he was all right.
Now your dad's gonna hear the story and be like, "That's not even right. That's not even the story."
I've only been told this story, so. And
I've also been told this story, and I'm not. I've only been told it once, so I'm not sure.
I've been told it all the time, and I'm telling this story tired, so I might not be having all the details included.
Still an interesting story.
I think I forgot about the whole rabbit with antlers.
Rabbit with the antlers?
Yeah.
The jackalope?
Yeah, is that what they're called?
I think so.
Yeah, it ran out there and scared the deer, and then it jumped on its back and tried taming it, and ran back in the forest.
Yeah.
Never saw it again.
I'm trying to remember. I've heard a story of you being attacked by chickens once. I'm pretty certain.
It's not really a hunting story.
Not
but
a hunting story,
that's
but
a good
the
one.
chickens definitely were hunting for something.
Oh, so could we include it under this title?
Yeah, I mean, we're basically at this point.
That's a story I do enjoy telling, but I don't really remember it either because I was 2 at the time. But my parents had just come home from wherever that they were. I think it was grocery shopping, and they were taking the groceries in. And I was a toddler at the time. They're like, well, all right, we're going to set them down on the ground in our driveway and take the groceries inside, and they'll be right back out. No biggie. So they set me down on the ground, and I was just sitting there probably playing with a rock, being a toddler. And then our free-range chickens at the time, although I don't think they were ours. I think they were the previous house owners that left them there. We had roosters, and we had 3 or 4 of them. And
Wait, and they form a gang.
they
like
were,
that.
yeah, and they were all vouching for power. They wanted to be the top rooster. And I was the perfect target, clearly. This 2-year-old kid sitting in the driveway. So, once my parents made their way inside and were unloading groceries, the chickens decided to go dive bombing. And they went full force, sprint towards me, clawed me up to heck, and started to lift me off of the ground as I've heard it. They are all picking me up and trying to fly around with me and pecking at me.
Yeah.
And my dad saw it and ran outside to get a weapon to fend off the chickens with.
Yes.
And my mom went out to grab me and protect me from being clobbered.
And for people that aren't familiar with chickens, if 4 are holding on to just a 2-year-old baby and they all jump, they could probably pick it up for a good second.
Yeah.
And also,
or more.
I've been attacked by chickens before. Not a fun thing.
Yeah.
The claws they have, quite sharp. They get right through your skin.
Oh yeah, I've been pecked by a chicken and it was nothing, but their talons are sharp.
Yeah, being pecked by a chicken's like being nibbled on. Yeah,
nibbled.
Nothing really, but
a little nub.
if they jump and stab into you, man, they have quite the grip.
Yeah. Yeah. From the stories, I was a bloody mess in the end, but so were the chickens.
Yeah, it's harder to fight a chicken off of a baby than you would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know this from personal experience?
Yeah, my younger brother was attacked by a rooster, and it had gotten pretty stuck on his arm. I was older. I was more than 10 years old, so I just went and I grabbed the chicken, but it was quite a bit of force I had to use to shake it off of him.
Yeah, they really latch on there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to do. Just assert dominance or like trying to get lunch.
Yeah, who knows? But it's
vicious.
quite surprising with how, like they're chickens. The term chicken, you're a chicken, it has a good meaning. Chickens are easily frightened. So it's surprising when you have to like do more than just shoo it off. If like you have to grab it and actually take it off of a person, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
They're quite determined at times. Not saying my brother didn't deserve it. He probably was messing with chickens. It's pretty typical for a 5-year-old to
I wasn't
poke a
messing with
stick
chickens,
at a
though.
chicken.
I wasn't messing with chickens. I was sitting there minding my own beeswax. Those chickens came up to me. My poor childhood.
No, I'm pretty sure you were like you played Zelda games, you know. You hit a chicken a couple times and then they come and swarm you.
You know I'm a big Zelda
Yeah,
fan.
it's probably exactly what you were doing.
I have played back before I even played Legend of Zelda. I knew you don't mess with the chickens.
Yeah, chickens, man.
Well, seeing as how it's hunting stories, I know another hunting story. Let's see if I remember the beginning to it. It's also about my brothers. They and my father went out hunting a lot when they were younger, and I hear a lot of funny stories from those times. Though, when I go out hunting, it's usually just napping in the blind. And gotta admit, it's really relaxing and just calm up there.
It's quite the fun thing.
Yeah, I'm often tired and I just take a nap.
Yeah, it's like a nice, relaxing day. Just, I might see something.
Yeah. When you see a deer, take a picture of it, look at it through binoculars, and fall asleep again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was a time where I think it was just my older brothers, maybe. It was my two older brothers. I don't know if my dad was there. He was probably in the blind across the field, though that wasn't built up at the time.
Yeah.
So he was in like a tree blind or something. But my two older brothers were in what we call the hooch, which is a
Taller
8 foot by 8 foot blind that's on 11-foot stilts.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's pretty nice up there. It used to be. Now, if you go up there, it's like a haunted hotel.
Yeah, I went up there.
Terrifying.
I went back there and went up the stairs the other day, and the top two stairs are pretty rotted. And it's like walking on two toothpicks.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went past them, but I went to the top and I went in and I saw the floor and I was like, I don't know why I'm up here, but
I don't either.
my urge said to be up here as high as I could in this rickety, rotted floor. And I started to question how stupid I was as I turned around and I looked at the stairs and I realized I have to step on one of those toothpicks to get down. And I questioned, if I fell, would I die? I don't think so. But there's
Definitely break a leg.
definitely a lot of brush under me that would hurt.
Well, from that fall, you'd break something.
Yeah, you'd break something.
It's not just gonna be a twig.
You'd probably actually like get caught on the, because they're narrow stairs. Like you'd get caught probably on the side of the stairs.
Oof.
Just like rip open your, not like deep, but it hurt.
But yeah, they were up there before it was a disaster. When it was still nice and cozy.
Yeah, it was pretty nice the first time we went out.
And my brother clearly thought it was cozy. The younger of the two was sleeping, like I often do, in the west. Actually, was that the east? No, it was the west. In the west side of the hooch. And my oldest brother was in the east side, looking out the east window, patiently awaiting a deer. And they were supposed to be watching out these separate windows, looking for bucks to come out of the edge of the forest for them to shoot. But as my younger brother, or younger of the two brothers, was asleep, he couldn't be watching. And the older of the two realized that, and so he started to look out I keep calling them one brother and the other brother. But the older of the two looked over the other one's shoulder and saw a buck coming out of the edge of the forest about 20 feet away from the hooch, something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a good-sized buck. It was in good shooting range and everything. He was like, dang, I need to take this shot.
Isn't the picture over there on the wall the bucks that he got? The one that he got?
Maybe.
I think so. And that's a good-sized deer. 4-point, bigger than your average doe.
Mm-hmm.
Nice meat on its butt.
Specifically.
Well, that's for the good one. That's where the good meat is.
Yeah. So, thinking that he doesn't want to waste this shot, and clearly the younger of the two was asleep, he decided to lean the gun over the younger of the two brothers and point it out the window right over the younger of the two brothers' head, really. Because the window was just up above, or just beside and above the younger's head. And he was just
Perfect.
fast asleep.
Yeah, but I've just been thinking it'd be the perfect thing to wake up to. You know, just your brother, gun right in your face, not pointed at you, just like right there.
So he took the shot. And from the accounts I know, that's one of the deer he got. But the funny thing is, the younger of the two didn't wake up. He's a very sound sleeper. And
Apparently.
I'm not sure
Maybe
if he's
a deaf
more
sleeper.
sound than me. I'm also a sound sleeper, but
pain in the butt to wake up to.
yeah. And I'm not sure how he got told that story, whether it was first told to him by his brother, waking him up, like, hey, dude, did you just miss that? Or if it was told to him by my dad, who got told the story promptly when they came inside.
Yeah.
But it's a funny story to hear nonetheless.
Yeah. Funny.
Probably funnier when I'm not half asleep telling it.
Yeah. Probably funnier when you know the whole story, too. When you have it right.
Yeah.
We'll probably listen to this tomorrow and be like, what? And no, that's not at all what happened. No, it probably is. I've heard a couple of these stories, and I think that's what I remember hearing.
It's the basic story.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to do loud outbursts and be too extra,
Yeah.
but I'm also trying not to fall asleep.
Also, yeah, we're trying not to just be like jump in your face, you know, crazy nonsense like the first episode, but also still have a funny, you know, feel informative. And
I feel like we've kind of failed at that this episode. We've been very, very tame.
yeah, we're trying to get ourselves this good balance of being goofy, but not just whoa, you know, like
Yeah.
assassinations and such.
Not off the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe that's what people like. Who knows? If you guys do know, let us know. We'd love to know.
Yeah, if you do know, let us know. Because we need to know if
we
you
need
know.
to know if you know.
Let you
If you know something, let us know so that we know this thing, so that we can know that you know this thing.
And not only know that you know this thing, but know that you know that we know this thing.
Yeah.
It'll help a lot.
A lot of information. Well, actually, no, not much information, just a lot of words to say it.
Yes.
But
And now Maya and I both sit back like, okay, well, that was everything we're going to talk about.
That was a weird. But I'm also curious to know what people did like about the first episode and what people liked about the second episode. Because I know I heard that some people liked our first episode for being funny and goofy and who we are. Like we're both just in your face kind of.
And that's more of it's more of like what our natural conversations are like.
Naturally, when we're with our friends, we're just like, "Whoa, look at that!" You know, literally, like that's how I greet most people I know. I just run up and I yell something random and then walk away. But yeah,
With the second episode, we're trying to get together a structure and frame it all together in a way that would be more desirable for people listening.
yeah.
And I feel like with this episode, we're going hardcore what we were trying to do the second episode. But it's kind of stepping and infringing upon what we were doing for the first episode.
Yeah. So either we need to find this good balance, I feel, of like having these funny, like informative parts, but also just being like almost like just random skits in our head, just verbal skits. That, you know, like so I was at the store the other day. Now, this isn't a true story. I'm just making something up. Now, I was at the store the other day, and I look over, and I see...
You just went, like, Cockney, New York. Like, you just went to a New York
you gotta
accent.
you gotta have an accent for these stories.
Okay,
I mean?
I'm an actor. That is the one accent I have struggled with my entire career.
That's one I don't know if it's a good accent. I just randomly, like...
It's a good accent.
So,
like if you can
I was saying the other day, so what do you think about cheese on toast? And so I look over to Matt, and Matt's like, oh my gosh, man. Cheese on toast is like the new thing. It's like the cat's pajamas. Wow. Now, I disagree with Matt. I don't like cheese on my toast because it's kind of weird.
Weird.
But so yeah, like
New York
random,
accents are so weird.
just random things like that. Like that's not much of a funny story. That was just weird. But like random skits along the lines of like just random infomercials.
Yeah, but still along
Like
the lines of the topic.
Like you ever do that? You just run up to a random friend and you're like, "Have you ever thought about underwear that's on fire? If you had underwear that's always on fire, you would never be cold." That's what came to my mind instantly. Just on fire underwear. I'd buy it.
I don't buy it.
You wouldn't buy.
I don't buy it.
I mean,
but you would buy it.
Yeah, it's like fireproof, and so it's not gonna burn you on the inside.
It's not.
And it's thermo padded.
What is it truly fireproof if it's on fire?
I mean,
Because fireproof
it's not.
wouldn't
No,
catch
it's
fire.
burn proof. It's not burning.
It is burning if it's on fire.
It's on fire, but it's not burning. You see what I'm saying? It's like I have a.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I feel like that.
I wouldn't
I feel
buy
like that'd be.
burning
I feel
underwear.
like that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
I feel like it's a disaster waiting to happen.
I'm just concerned about
The
lawsuits.
lawsuit will come from the disaster.
Not people. I think of profit, not people.
Okay. Let's see how it is.
Yeah.
I'm here for your profit.
Yep. I only decide to be your friends to make money. Really. I looked at him and I said,
How would you make money from me?
I first thought maybe slavery, but that's pretty bad. You know, that's not something I would do ever. I wouldn't. I wouldn't sell a human being. That's all pretty agreed upon that that's terrible.
Yes. Pretty agreed upon is a
that was
slight
my
word for.
That was my evil, very dark side of me. But now it's more like I could get him to do physical labor for me. I mean, pay him, of course, but it's really cheap.
Well, then
like,
how would you get money from me?
I'm paying you to do jobs that I don't want to do.
The
They're
correct
really cheap.
answer is to convince me to become a stripper.
That?
And then you get the money from my proceeds.
That's pretty good, yeah. I mean, prostitution's bad.
No, I didn't say anything
So
about
I know, I'm explaining why I would do stripping. Because I wouldn't want to make you a prostitute. But if you're a stripper, it's a little bit okay. You know? Now we're entering a controversial subject. Is prostitution bad? Is stripping
we have
good or bad?
made sort of a agreement on our channel, and I think we talked about it with Evan when he came on as a guest, that we aren't going to talk about any highly controversial topics, and we're going to stay away from politics and stuff like that. I mean,
and completely understand. We're being funny and goofy. We aren't.
And everything
being
we say is
serious here.
comedic.
Yeah. Well, just about. I mean,
But like we always gravitate towards the things that we said we'd stay away from.
Naturally, I have an edgy sense of humor that could be seen as edgy. Or
Also, I don't know why I rattled it in front of the microphone. I am so sorry.
We
to the listeners.
literally, someone was like, "Why would you eat food and mess with food on a podcast?" And now he's just eating Mike and Ike's. Well, probably shouldn't say
Actually, I wasn't even eating them. I was just shaking them by the microphone.
shaking them violently. Just took the box. They're just like, "Hey, shh." You
Well,
ever play Yahtzee?
We're all awake now. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point of it, you see? Because I'm big brain.
Big Wayne.
And now everyone's awake. Although if you're listening to this to fall asleep, I deeply apologize.
If you're listening to this to go to sleep, you picked the wrong podcast.
No, don't say that.
Or maybe there are some people that do
is-
like a loud, violent talking to
well,
you know?
okay. Not exactly what I was going to say.
There's different people, different
Same
tastes.
difference.
Maybe they like to feel like they're being yelled at by a manager when they're taking a nap, you know? Maybe that's what gets them sleepy.
This feels like a weird way of saying like they have a turn on to people yelling at them.
Seems yeah,
But
it does seem like a
it's
weird,
more like a turn off
yeah, it's more like
because it turn offs their brain
yeah.
or turns
Yeah,
off.
I
not
like to
turn
be
offs.
forced into the back of my mind where my brain goes into trauma mode, like just trying to stay alive, so I fall asleep so I like someone to violently yell at me.
I was gonna make a weird joke about this being like ASMR, but there's nothing violent about ASMR.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Could be.
I mean,
Smacking-
violently typing
Violently
keyboards.
tap it.
I said typing, not tapping, but fair enough.
We'll make a new genre. Violent ASMR.
Genre? Is it genre or genre?
Genre or genre? I've heard it both. I just like saying John because it's my middle name.
I
But-
never knew that.
Yeah. You don't even know my middle name. Wow.
I do not. But now we can't ask
You
that
probably
as a
don't
question.
even know my first name.
Next time on Cringecast. Do you know Maya's first name? Actually, let's keep it a little bit secret. I've been saying Maya this whole time.
I think
Let's
we
see.
have it somewhere, though. I
Well-
think my name is said somewhere.
Yeah, and most, like, pretty much 99% of the people watching this, if not 100%, are all people that know us personally.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's 2 or 3 that don't know me but know you. But
Yeah.
those people don't matter.
I don't think I've ever told them your full name. I've just used Maya.
Huh. I mean, yeah, it's pretty common for people to just call me Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my family does it. Though my mom doesn't. She calls me by my full name a lot.
So, guys,
A couple of my friends, by habit, apparently just call me by my name.
leave a comment below with what you think his full first name is.
And we probably said it in this episode.
In this
We just
episode,
didn't
I
even
don't think
notice.
so.
And they're gonna be like, "That's a pretty stupid question. Who
But
doesn't know?"
maybe
his
episode
name?"
1 or 2.
It's not like
But
it's a
that'll
big
make them have
mystery.
to hunt through the previous episodes to find it.
Maybe
Maybe.
get those views.
That's not exactly, but sure.
Yeah, sure. That's we're thinking here. Yeah, we're not
Exactly.
just being weird.
But anyway,
That is a funny thing, though. A lot of people I meet and have recently met have just thought my name was Maya and didn't know that I had a different name.
well, I'm quite certain Evan did.
Yeah, I think Evan might have. Just thought I was Maya, but maybe not, because Candace, I think, said my name.
Mm.
And it's kind of interesting, because sometimes a lot of people will, like, talk to their friends, and they'll be like, oh, it's a girl? It's like, and I did have a friend that her parents thought I was a girl, like, and it's funny.
One of my
It's just-
friends, she might actually be on an episode eventually. I'll try to convince her to get on. Her name's Sydney. And her parents thought I was a girl for the longest time. And
Dusty,
I showed
do-
up to their house one time to pick her up. And her dad came out to tell me that she was getting ready to go to theater, because we were going to go to theater. And it's like, she'll be right out. So he came outside, walked up to my car, and
realized you're a
that's
man.
the first time he found out I was a guy. That was kind of awkward.
That instance seems kind of funny that you would let someone, like, I mean, it's maybe not that big of a deal to some people. I just don't trust a lot of people's driving ability. So I feel like if I'm going to let someone drive my kid somewhere, I would at least want to meet them.
Yeah, actually, I've been told I'm a very responsible driver.
Yeah.
And I've chauffeured people around for different school activities and stuff like that for a while now. So
Oh man, I'm a crazy driver. I no, I'm just kidding.
I've been with you in the car.
Yeah,
You're not that.
I've been
bad.
told I'm a good driver. But I don't want to be. I want to just be doing donuts on the freeway.
I'm fine with being a pretty safe driver.
If I wanted to, I'd drive crazy, but I'm just a tame man.
Who's more tame in your opinion, guys? Another thing for you to leave as a comment: me or Maya? Or I should say, Dusty or Maya.
Yeah.
Just for those who don't know my name.
Which
Which
I
is
do.
like-
I have met a couple Dusties that are girls. Not,
Yeah.
I think
that
you're the
just
only
makes me
Dusty
feel
that I've
weird.
met that's a boy.
That just makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
Moving on.
They're all older women too.
Okay, moving on. Darth Vader has pink socks now,
Oh
everyone.
my god, yeah, Darth Vader is like he's real fine looking.
If you go to Discord,
I'm
you'll
so
see a
proud of
picture
him.
Yeah, that nice red flannel shirt and the black fedora with the red trim and those hot pink socks.
Yes.
He's
We
looking
all have
mighty fine.
matching socks. We're all wearing
Yeah.
hot pink socks.
Darth Vader, Maya, and
Nice and
Dusty
cozy.
all have hot pink
Yeah,
socks.
if you don't know, when we do the podcast, when it's just me and Dusty, we're sitting pretty much in our pajamas, just chilling. I mean, when we have guests, it's well weird, but
I love how it's like, just like, yeah, we'll do that again. Blah, blah, blah. Today was the first day we were doing that, and now you're just like, hey, everybody.
no, on the first episode,
were we?
I was.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't even think I was wearing a shirt.
We've gotten so far off topic now.
Yeah, we have. But, I mean, this is kind of what episode 1 was like. Just kind of talking and...
We're
just
really
going.
trying to mesh episode 1 and 2 into a beautiful episode 3.
Yeah. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully we're not just going off into
Hopefully.
a tale of nothing.
I hope you all enjoyed this.
But,
because we have catered this to our audience. So the episode 3 really is just what we are trying to achieve from all of what you guys have said.
yeah.
From, reactions and your responses to episode 1 and 2.
So to stay true to our promise, or at least what we think our viewers want, we'll stay out of some controversial topics, and we'll just go to this next topic. What do you think about the president? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Okay,
We're moving on.
just move on.
No,
That couch has like 7 pillows on it, and none of them really fit.
No, the people listening.
Okay.
"There's a
We're sitting on a couch right now. There's 2 couches in the room we're sitting in. And the one we don't sit on at all. It's kind of uncomfortable to us. But it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 7 random pillows. None of the pillows
There's
match.
actually 8.
Oh, there is
2
8.
of
Yep.
them do match.
Only 2 match, but it looks like 1 from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, it's because you're blind.
There's 2 pink. That's okay. That may be true.
But actually, I think I'm more blind than you. And one of my eyes is going bad. You still have 20/20 vision, don't you?
Yes, I do.
There you go.
I'm back in the year 2020, baby.
That's the worst year to go back to.
I know.
Of any year.
No, I think it'd be worse to go back to
What, 2000
1?
or 1999?
year 1. Sounds pretty terrible.
No comment.
I mean, there's so much unknown about it that you could say it sounds good, but there's also the flip side of the coin. There's so much unknown
That
about
was
it.
like the first year after Jesus died, right? So,
Oh, I meant
there's gonna be a
I
lot
meant
of
the first
trauma.
year ever.
the
Like-
first
like-
year ever, like
I know it wouldn't be
Like,
like the first year
yeah,
ever lived through.
like
Though
1
on-
degrees Kelvin, but we're going years here.
Yeah,
We're not talking Fahrenheit or Celsius, like BC AD. We're going year
You're making
1.
a weird, you're merging a weird thing here, and I completely
It's
get
called
what
a
you're
metaphor.
saying. Yeah, the metaphor you're going with here is weird, and it technically doesn't make sense, but I get what you're going
It makes
for.
total sense, and you are just blind in your ears.
Probably.
Okay, but it has been 47 minutes now, and
We've just been rambling.
we can make a bonus episode if we really want to.
We could, but I also think this is fine. I mean, we've been asked to make more, so what's longer episodes going to affect? If it's not interesting, they'll
I
stop
have been
and
told we
listen.
should keep our episodes about 30 to 45
Yeah,
minutes.
so we should probably cut it where it's at.
Yeah.
Like right now. A little bit longer than our normal's fine, I think. You can listen
Yeah.
to it in chunks.
Yeah.
Ooh, chunky salsa.
What?
Salsa.
Okay.
Not the dancing. I don't want chunky dancing. That sounds. I don't know what that would be. Would that just be dancing with a larger partner?
Well, thank you.
Because I wouldn't
everyone.
mind dancing with a larger person.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to today's Askew podcast.
And keep your
And-
salsa chunky.
No. Well, yeah. No. I don't know.
I think your salsa should be. I should
It
have this.
depends on
tomato.
what salsa you're actually talking about.
Not the dancing. I'm talking about the dip.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
There is a dip in dancing. Anyway,
Oh, there.
thank you so much for listening. And we didn't actually plan an outro.
No, we didn't.
We
but,
didn't have a question either. We can just insert question here.
Insert question here. How should your salsa be?
No.
There's only like 3
I'm
answers.
vetoing that.
Your veto. Yeah, I don't got a question.
I am going to say what? It's okay. It was just Thanksgiving.
What?
We didn't talk about Thanksgiving at
We
all in this
hardly
video, which
talked-
I planned to do.
We planned to talk about Thanksgiving, but we didn't have much to say. I mean, it was a fun day. Had fun. Thankful for it.
It wasn't just this Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be several Thanksgivings back. Any stories? But it was supposed to be hunting Thanksgiving. It didn't end up that way. However, the question can still be Thanksgiving themed, and it shall be. Everybody, what is your favorite dish at Thanksgiving time? You know, it could be mashed potatoes, it could be turkey, it could be stuffing, or it could be something we have not even heard of.
Maybe you're a weird family and you have salsa at Thanksgiving.
All right, then.
I got salsa on my mind. I'm sorry. I could
Well,
go for some
salsa
dip.
you right upstairs.
Ooh.
Thank you so much for listening. Let us know your answer in the comments below. And please, give a like to this video and share it with your friends. Let them know that this is 50 minutes long, gosh dang it.
Yeah.
And
We got to get done. Thanks for listening.
subscribe to the channel. And please check out the Discord channel so that you can have your own opinion on everything. Bye, everybody.
Bye.